O'clock here. So let's start. Welcome to Membership Mondays. And we are just so glad that you kind of passed the word, because I see there's more people here than last time at this time. And so we you don't have to stand up at home, but let's give a hand clap to our national president, Brenda Moore from West Virginia.
Thank you, Robin. And what a delight to see everyone, even if it's on screen, here at my Membership Monday today. And I hope you enjoyed the questions. I have to confess, I would have failed. So no brick for this girl. But thank you. And I just thank the entire committee for working on these Membership Mondays and for Robin chairing it. So thank you so much and enjoy this meeting.
Thank you, Brenda. Thank you. It's been our pleasure to work on it. And I'd like to introduce our committee. I think at least some of them are here. We've got Sue Miner, our third vice president from New Hampshire. Hey. And there's Diane Dawson, president of Illinois Federation of Garden Clubs. Hi, Diane. And who else have we got? I saw Sherry Lejeune, and she's from National Capital Area Garden Clubs. I don't see her, and we got Alexis Slafer from California. We've got Becky Hasselbrook from Alaska. You got me, of course, because you can't get rid of me. I'm like a bad penny. And I think that's all that we've got from our committee. The rest of the members of the committee are Terry Spate and David Healy and Cheryl Obediente. So we work hard at this. We hope we can bring you something of use to your clubs. So starting us off is going to be, this is a panel of the most successful garden clubs in the country. We've selected small clubs and medium clubs, large clubs, and even an extra large club. We've asked their club president to come on, and that's who our panelists are today. And they're going to explain and share ideas of what they think made their club successful in the membership increase part of it. So we're going to take questions at the end. Put them in chat, and we'll be monitoring that for you. This is recorded, and so it's going to be on the video cafe as soon as Carol Nordquist makes that happen for us. And we will have the people that present, we'll refer any questions on to them if you have specific questions about their ideas. So, okay, we are ready to start. And we also have a state president who's going to talk about increasing state membership. So let's start off with Alexis Slafer. The camera should be yours.
Okay. Well, I'm pleased to kick off this panel discussion for Membership Mondays on increased membership by telling you a little bit about the New Hampshire Federation of Garden Clubs. They saw an increase from 838 to 902 members, and those 64 new members reflected an 8% growth. So congratulations to New Hampshire. It is now my pleasure to introduce Winnie Schmidt, the New Hampshire State President. So Winnie, where are you?
I'm here. What do we do? Do I have to do something?
Nope. Katie will find you, and you'll be spotlighted in. There you are.
Hi.
You found me. Okay. Thank you for inviting me to participate. I hope I can be helpful. And the short answer to your question about is it a activity or a program that helped us, and the answer to that is yes. It's activities and it's also programs. Also a greater commitment to recruiting new members. We tried colorful pamphlets, we tried letters to club presidents, we tried visiting clubs, we created an extensive list of talking points and advantages to your club as a result of Federation membership. Then our president at the time had a wonderful idea. You might know this president at the time. She's now our third vice president and our region director, but she was the president of the New Hampshire Garden Clubs at the time. Sue had this great idea, instead of but in addition to recruiting individual members, let's recruit whole clubs. And so this started our quest. We checked on the internet and identified non-federated clubs in the state of New Hampshire. And there were over 30 that were identified at that time. Then we selected clubs in an area where we were hosting an event, an annual meeting, or some kind of a activity that involved all of the clubs that were already federated. And at that activity, we invited representatives as our guests, representatives from non-federated clubs, to come as our guest to that event. And when, to get to know us more and to see that just what a wonderful organization we have. And we use this event to as I said, we welcome them, we introduce them at the beginning of the meeting. We encourage the members that were there already, members already, to chat with them, make them feel welcome, and it worked very, very, very well. We stressed something that that we could supply that they didn't have, which was better networking. And can you tell I'm a little nervous?
We're all just friends here, just sharing ideas. Don't worry.
Okay, no. Then we shared information, friendship, and I'm a very strong believer in fun. That when we have meetings, it should also have a very fun aspect to it. It should get the work done, but as we're getting the work done, let's also have a good time doing it. And so, I think that also helped. And then we followed up with the clubs with their leadership after the event. Answered any questions. If they invited us, we would go and visit their clubs and talk to them again. And as a result, our membership increased from 16 clubs statewide to 18 clubs. And now we have 2 other clubs that are showing great interest in joining it. And we just keep the information flowing between our group and these non-federated clubs. Then we have another secret ingredient. We have a board member, who is also a New Hampshire Extension speaker, and he's also a trainer for Master Gardeners. And when he presents a class with Master Gardeners, at the end of the class, he asks the participants, how many of you, by raising your hand, are members of a garden club? And then he'll ask how many of you are members of a federated garden club. And then he will give them information again about the advantages of federated garden club membership. He's a great ambassador for NHFGC, and he introduces the idea of federated membership, and he plants the seeds of membership with his classes. And do you want me to, does everybody know what question 3 is, or should I repeat that before we go?
No, I didn't actually tell them what questions I'd asked you, so go ahead.
Okay, question 3, share ideas that have helped NEDID increase membership. What we do is we stress the different level, First of all, we increased the commitment to the task of increasing our membership, if that makes any sense. Then we followed through with non-federated clubs. We stressed the benefits of NHFGC membership. Our member benefits here in New Hampshire include, we have a group insurance policy, we have a Zoom account, we maintain New Hampshire has a mandated plant license program. And instead of our 18 clubs all getting their individual programs or plant licenses, we get one as an entire state. So that, is a benefit that they don't have to fill out all of the silly state, requirements for all of that. We take care of it for them. And we're currently pursuing a free Canva Pro membership account for members. And we found out about this account because we are federated, and our Vermont, in our region, Vermont invited us to attend a Zoom meeting, and the Zoom meeting was about Canva. And as a result of that, we are now pursuing that partnership with Canva for our clubs. And we're part of the New England region. And again, we shared that the educational resources, the shared information concerning the unique gardening concerns in our area. And we share this through our regional newspaper, the Northern Exposure, and shared opportunities for networking and traveling. And then we combine that with benefits of the National Garden Club. Schools about continuing education are very interesting for ladies and our members, I should say. And networking and sharing through the National Gardener, and again, awards and grants. And the very last, and to me, one of the most important, is it shares friendship and fun and networking. So I think that I might have answered your questions, and if not, I gave it a pretty good try.
You did great. Thank you, Winnie.
Thank
I
you.
thought of particular interest. I thought that pursuing the non-federated clubs. I know
And
from my personal experience that every single state has at least one or more non-federated clubs. So
Yeah.
that's great. And I like that you that the commitment was made to increase membership, because it's not just kind of accidental. You know, you got to commit to it.
it doesn't just happen. You have to make it a goal, and so you're right.
Yeah. Good job. Now we have lots.
Robin,
Yes.
this is Alexis. There have been like 8 questions in chat about what is a plant license. So
Well,
maybe we can clear that up real quickly.
And we'll
Okay.
answer the other questions at the end. But Winnie, what's a plant license?
Okay, it's a state requirement that if you're going to sell plants that have roots on them, you have to get a license from and like, I think over like $2,000 worth of, whatever their requirement is. But New Hampshire, it's a mandate in our state that we need a license if we're going to sell plants.
Oh, that's very interesting. Please don't tell about that to California, because they'll, I'm sure, institute some new way of getting a license out if they can. All right. Thank you so much, Winnie. That is just great. That kicks it off for states. And now, Sue Miner, are you there?
I'm right here. Thank you. So I am very pleased to be introducing our next speaker. And our next speaker is Susie, I'm trying to say this correctly, Crevinston. And she is the former club president of Fairbanks Garden Club. Fairbanks Garden Club in Alaska is they had a membership of 39 members, and now it's 47. This categorizes them as a small club. I think Robin mentioned that we're trying to highlight all the different size clubs because each one has their own kind of challenges, and we want to make sure that we cover all of that information. So by increasing by those 8 members, they actually increased to 21%, which is fabulous. So Susie, are you there? I'm very honored and looking forward to you telling us how that all happened.
Well, thank you. And being a small club has its advantages too, to get to know the people better. But thank you, Robin, for inviting me to this panel. And thank you for letting us share some of our ideas, as well as we're looking forward to hearing some of your ideas to take back with us from all of you. The Fairbanks Garden Club started to gain its membership more by doing what I call community connections. So we were not actually looking for members, but we did things that we love to do. We got out in the community and interacted with different places in the community that in different forms that brought us many, many more members. One of the things that we did, and I'm going to give you my 3 examples. One of the things, the first one was having the Landscaping National Garden Clubs class that was put on with the organization by Becky. Hasselbrook, who's here today. And the unique thing, the community connection there was that we had people attending the landscaping class from the community. We also had speakers from the community that came in with their expertise to explain, you know, the different pieces of the class, for instance, lighting or horticulture and so forth. But from that class, we got members from the speakers, the experts, as well as the members of the class. So that was one community connection that we loved and the community loved as well. The second one is from the University of Alaska, Georgia Botanical Gardens. They put out an all call about, 5 years ago or more, and they needed people to come up and work the plots, plant and maintain plots for the garden to expand it. And so our garden club said, sure, yeah. And so we got up there, and over time evolved what was a wildflower garden, which means that there are plants that are just very indigenous to Fairbanks, which is an interior part of the state. And they're very specific things that grow up there, as you can imagine. And we were able to be very successful there. As a result of that, a couple things. We got members. We got members from the administrators and the managers of the botanical gardens. And we also got members from the members of the botanical gardens. And we also connected to the managers or the administrators for supplying names for our annual scholarship presentations. And I think that was a really cool thing that we never expected to have happen as well, that brings in the community of the college kids as well. Excuse me. And then the last one is that we did is we connected with the, and I don't have my timer going, but
You're fine.
Am I good? Okay. All right. I'll hurry. One of the last things that we did is Friends of Creamers. And so the Creamers waterfowl, migratory waterfowl refuge is in the middle of Fairbanks, Alaska. We're very lucky to have it there. And we have planted flowers down there for years around the visitor center. And they're beautiful and everybody loves them, but they didn't have anyone to update and amend their Anna Creamer's historical garden. So we said, yeah, we'll do that. And that was a parking lot, dirt with weeds on it at the time that we took it on. And we have since made it a beautiful and productive vegetable garden, which people are always interested in food.
Always.
They're always going to do the food. So we kind of highlight the pumpkins and the zucchini and so forth. But now we're at a point where we actually give to Stone Soup, which is for a kitchen for the homeless, as well as the food bank. And we're part of the National Garden Club's, Brenda, Plant America, Feed America tally group in Fairbanks for the summer and even beyond the summer with other goods of canned goods and so forth. One of the things that we were able to do is connect with the Friends of Creamers. And these people are the people who, you know, advocate for the visitor center and advocate for the, I would say the conservation of the area. And they have invited us to all of their celebrations that they have during the summer, which brings in families, kids. We do games, we give out prizes. And like I said, most families are interested in food. And so they want to know how to grow the pumpkins or, you know, do the zucchini or whatever. And we've gotten some members that way too. So ours is not the go get the member. Ours is the members come to us in these different community connection events, or I call them forums, that we've done over time, actually. So thank you.
Thank you, Susie. In this one, I just love the connection to the community because you're also sowing the seeds with the students with the scholarships, and they may not be able to join right now, but they're going to join in the future because they're going to have a really good feeling about garden clubs.
Yeah, kids.
Yeah,
we connect with the kids. Yeah.
Way to go up there in Alaska.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, next we have our committee member, Diane Dawson, and she is pretty close.
I'm here.
There she
I'm
is.
here, Robin. Hi.
Hi.
I'm pleased to introduce today the president, Gail Vanderhorst of the Southern California Garden Club, representing a large club. They got 50 new members. They grew from 115 members to 165, or 44% increase in growth. So Gail, how did you and your club do it? Tell us some hints. And we're looking for Gail.
Just keep smiling till we find her. Gail.
Gail, unmute and turn on your video.
And Robin, as we're
Yep.
waiting, is this your club?
Why, yes, it is.
Oh, okay. Well, very good. We have a backup here too.
I'd like to say it's the best club in California, but there's other Californians on here and they get really touchy about saying things like that. Where's Gail? Come on, Gail. I know you're there. I can see you. I can't see you, but I can see your name. You know what? Let's come back to Gail.
Okay.
Robin,
Yes.
this is Greg. Gail had phoned and said she couldn't show her picture, but I thought you guys were controlling that, you or Katie. This was a little earlier. Can you?
I am asking her to start her video and to unmute, so I can't do anything else but ask her to do that. I have given her permissions to, so if she would unmute and start her video.
Okay, so
Try again, Gail. Oh, there's nothing like technology. It works in every instance flawlessly.
Tell her she's got to look down on the bottom left for the audio and the video symbols to turn them on.
I think you did just tell her that. Okay. Let's move on and we'll come back to you, okay? All right. So, Becky, thank you, Diane. That was a fabulous introduction to no avail yet, but we'll catch up with it. So, Becky, I believe you're going to introduce our next speaker.
I am so proud to. Am I on someplace? I guess I am. Okay, it's my pleasure to welcome the president of Miami Beach Garden Club, state of Florida. Miami Beach Garden Club is a medium-sized club. Under Anita's leadership, they had a one-year growth of 16 new members from 62 to 78 for a 26% growth. Let's proudly welcome Anita Grossman.
Thank you. Okay, I'll mute myself. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Thank you so much for having me on this panel today. Miami Beach Garden Club began its 2023 season with 62 members. We just began our 2024 season with 78 members. Over the 2023 season, we encouraged our members to bring in friends and family whom they thought would be interested in the club. We also had sign-up sheets available at all our special events that were in conjunction with the Miami Beach Botanical Garden. Our new members represent the diversity of our community. They're young and old, of various ethnic backgrounds, women and men, working and retired, married and single, experienced gardeners, or know very little about gardening. But we all share the common goal of preserving our environment and interest in gardening and floral design and making new friends. Our membership vice president, Wendy Yard, was diligent in emailing all prospective members the meeting and special event notices. At each meeting, we have a speaker following the business part of the meeting. The speakers were informative and interesting, which enabled prospective members and members to walk away with new information for their gardens. The email sent kept the club in the forefront of the prospective members' minds. All RSVPs for the meeting and events were easily clicked on from the notices. We had a hashtag at the bottom. At each meeting, the names of the prospective members are announced, and we ask them to stand so everyone can see who they are and greet them. We also inform everyone as to how many meetings the prospective member has attended. A requirement for a new member to join our club is they must attend 3 meetings prior to joining. This enables us to see if the prospective member is truly committed to joining the club. Upon fulfilling the 3-meeting requirement, the new member is then given the official garden club pin at a pinning ceremony, which takes place at our meetings. We had several pinning ceremonies throughout the year to welcome our new members. This year, due to the increase in membership, we decided to host a new member cocktail party at one of our members' homes. All new members, the club board members, and committee chairs were invited. The program introduced all the board members and committee chairs to the new members, and each chair gave a brief description of their committee function. We then had each new member sign up for the committees they wished to serve on. This cocktail party was very successful for engaging the new members. Although many of our members are retirees, we have been reaching out to a younger group of people for new membership. We have increased our presence on social media. Our corresponding secretary, Katie Krause, has been posting our activities on our Facebook page, Instagram, and website. Having our own email address has enabled people to contact us for information. As president of our club, I have talked with members of our community about the club. Many residents are not aware that the garden club exists. Make your club activities known through general conversation with people you meet and socialize with. Tell them about all the fun and information you gain with your club. Share your joy of gardening. Thank you.
Thank you, Anita. That's just great. I think you're just so right about share the joy of gardening with everyone you talk to. And I like that you said you get family and friends. So many of us, I bet if I tallied most of us, how did you actually join? We didn't just happen to stumble across a club meeting sometime and they were going over bylaws and that would suck me in. But somebody asked me, somebody said, please come, please be my guest. So I think that's great. Thank you so much, Anita. All right, it is now my pleasure to introduce Nancy Griffin, the club president of a Dig and Dream Garden Club in Colorado. They're a small club. When we started, they started with 23 members. They may not have started with it, but from when we asked them what membership did you go from and to, they went from 23 members to 33 members. So 10 new members, making a 43% growth. That's pretty fabulous. 43% is fantastic. So it is my pleasure to present Nancy Griffin.
Well, good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for giving me some time to share our successes here. I am from Colorado. My club is in Aurora, Colorado. And yeah, we have a small club, but growing ever so much. After COVID hit, the numbers went down like I'm sure everyone else did. But we are able to slowly but surely bring our membership back up. Some of the things that we have started, now this is my 3rd time as being president of the club. So I have a little added benefit because, you know, things in the past have maybe not worked. So I'm more familiar with the club members and what they'll go for and what they won't go for. But one of the things that I started this year was a quarterly, and I'm calling it a Sow and Grow program. And this came out of the last couple of presidential terms. When we would have meetings, we'd have new people come, we'd invite them to the meeting, they'd sit in on the meeting, and then they would say that they thought that the meetings were a bit too businessy and not enough gardening happening. So I also noticed by observation that our members love to play in the soil and smell the flowers and look at the colors and everything that we all like to do as gardeners. So my Sow and Grow program starts, it's a quarterly thing, and the program can be anywhere from doing a botanical arts picture on canvas with dried plant material. One time we made herb butter here at my house. A succulent pumpkin table decor was kind of cool. We've done mini terrariums. I mean, anything to get us our hands in the soil is what the people like. And they have a lot of fun doing it. Sometimes these can be kind of costly, so you have to think very hard about the program and what you're going to do. But as an example, this month in November, we're going to make bird feeders, and it's going to be a simple project. And I already raided my neighbor's yard because he has pines in his yard, and I have a 5-gallon bucket of pine cones, and it's the old peanut butter or Crisco, tie it, roll it, and then hang them up. But what I've observed mostly is that people like to talk to one another and laugh and have fun, and this will give them the opportunity to do so. So we do this once a quarter. We also brought back snacks to our meetings. Again, COVID, didn't allow us to do that, but we do have hostesses come or sign up, excuse me. And each month we have something, and it can be as simple as coffee and cookies, or it can be something more fabulous. It's whatever they want to do. But food brings people together, and I think it's very, very cool. The other thing that I noticed, and I started this term, my third term, is that everyone has a computer and or a phone, and people love to get on the computer to shop. I know I'm a person that likes to shop online, but other than that, they don't really know or like to delve into things that they don't know a whole lot about. So one of the things that I've been doing at every meeting is going to YouTube, and I call it part of the agenda that I make up monthly. It's called the learning video. And I go to YouTube and I find something under 5 minutes, like how to plant tomatoes upside down, or how to cut flowers, or harvest this, or what kind of soil needs, there's a gazillion topics out there. And so when we finally gather and sit down before the meeting starts, I like to do this learning video. And sometimes we can't do it because we're at a different place, or our internet connection isn't quite well, but they really like that. And the reason I know this is because I actually did a survey and asked people, and then reported what their responses were, and we had many people say that they love the learning videos. So it only takes 5 minutes. It introduces them to the computer and the internet and YouTube, and it's a resource that's quite significant and of value in finding out things that maybe you don't know about. So we do learning videos. The other thing that we had done is we did do pamphlets, and I made business cards through Vistaprint. And Vistaprint, is pretty cheap, and it has our membership chair on the back with our meeting information and club name on the front. And then I give everybody, 20 cards, and I ask them to carry them in their car, their purse, their pocket. And I cannot tell you how many people I have talked to and given that card to in the gardening section of Walmart and Home Depot. And we actually had a lady come and join us through I've met her at Walmart. We were talking about growing seeds in the spring, and now she's a member. So while that sounds like a no-brainer, getting people to actually carry these cards around is hard, but they do, and they're getting better at it. And this brings people into us. I think the other thing is just bringing energy. Club presidents need to have a sense of vibrancy and energy and desire to be there doing what they're doing. And with that energy, I think you also have to kind of pay attention to your club roster. I know that our treasurer, when people join us, she adds their name to the club roster. And then they become part of my email distribution list. So it is just really a cool way to know who's on the roster, know who's coming, and for those, you'll also know who isn't coming, and then you can actually reach out with a phone call or a card. We have a courtesy committee that sends a card. Hey, Robin, we haven't seen you in a couple meetings. Is everything okay? Do you need anything? We actually had a member whose house caught on fire, and we sent out a card to her, found that out, and we offered things to replace her household goods. And that's just kind of a nice way to keep in touch. So I think with the camaraderie that we show and the interest in the members, and I really try to push, one of my personal mottos is value, showing value to the members. Our club dues are still only $25 a year. And some of these programs that we have, because we have a really great fundraising committee, sometimes we don't need to charge for these programs. The pumpkin succulents, I think it ran me like $289 to get pumpkins for everybody, but it was paid out of our fund. And and I tell people, we can do things if we have the money to do things. And so if you want to do things, help us with this fundraiser, help us with this, and then we can all benefit from it. So those are kind of my things. And I'm from Aurora, Colorado, which is a suburb of Denver.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Nancy. From yours, a recurring theme I hear is have fun.
Mm-hmm.
They like to learn. They want to have fun. They want to eat. And you know what? That's okay. That's what we should be providing, because if someone's having fun, they're going to say to the person at their church or at their bridge club or at their exercise class, oh, garden club was so great last week. You should come next time. And I love the club cards. How many times have I been able to whip out a card and get it in their hands?
Mm-hmm.
So good job. Thank you so much, Nancy, for sharing those ideas.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right. Now we've got Becky Hasselbrook again, because we can never get too much Alaska. There's Becky.
All right. And I would like to introduce the former club president of Macomb Garden Club, Mississippi. It is a small club. It started out the year with 29 members, ended up with 38 for a growth of 9 new members, or 31%. The former president is also a former NGC president. Let's all welcome Gay Austin.
Hi. Thank you. Okay. And good morning to everybody. Good afternoon, depending on where you are. I'm here today representing the club president, because as of today, our biggest event for the fall is our Standard Flower Show, which is being judged as we speak. So actually, I was the club president 25 years ago, Macomb, and it continued so. Now, our club is very small. We live in a small community, but we're very active in our community. The question about asking, the first question, are we seeking members? Yes. And how do we get them? And what was it? Result of activity or program? Yes. An event such as today is one of the reasons that people join us. We don't ask new members but once a year. What our system is we have programs, we have events, we have fundraisers, and we invite the public to pretty much everything we do, other than our club meetings, which are pretty limited. We do have guests, but we invite the public, and that's how we find our new members. So in March, all these people that have attended things and have shown interest, we invite them. And so our end of the year luncheon is made just for these new people. We introduce them, tell about where their interest, and go from there. And we follow up with also a summer workshop for our new members to kind of teach them a little bit about the garden club. Now, as far as programs and projects, we have a lot of spring activities. We're even having a horticulture flower show in April of next year. But we are very social also. To me, I was asked to join when I was 28 years old. Okay, so that was a long time ago. And my children were part of our youth group. We have 3 strong youth groups. They're called the Johnny Jump Ups, which are potty trained to 1st grade. And then our Busy Bees, which are 2nd grade to 6th grade. And then our Garden Girls, which are high school. Although there are some guys, there are some boys that like to plant and like to participate also. And I think that's a big success for us because parents want to be involved with what their children are involved in. And so we get a lot of young professional women. We're women. Our club is not branched out yet. I'll keep encouraging them to, that have children that they want their children to be involved because it's such a popular activity. Programs for the adults, because our members are so young when they first are joined, a lot of them are new homeowners. They don't know anything about gardening. They've never planted anything. They've been too busy going to school and being a professional. So this is a venue for them to reach out to learn something for themselves. And so that's where we offer our club programs. We offer things like landscaping, herbs, anything that we ask them at the end of the year, what type programs do you want to have next year? And that way we can offer to them what suits their needs and their desires. A lot of our programs are, they're community oriented, planting trees in parks. We have a huge spring recognition for high school seniors, and around a big pool and the big antebellum dresses. You know, we're very traditional down here in the South on certain things, but they are successful and our community does support us. We have to have several fundraisers across the year to pay for all this. We sold moms about 6 weeks ago to everywhere in the community. Everybody needed a new mom anyway for the fall. And our next fundraisers, we're selling amaryllis bulbs, which is very popular for our group because many of these have children that are in grammar school, high school, and it's a wonderful gift for the holidays. So last time we did this a couple of years ago, we made like $7,000. So, you know, we're pretty aggressive with our fundraising. Other things that we did, we noticed a few years back that a lot of the members that we wanted and that wanted us, because they worked, you know, 5 days a week. And so they couldn't do morning meetings. So what we did first was we experimented, and every other month we had a morning meeting, and the following month we'd have a 5:30 meeting so that people could start coming. That became so popular that now we always meet at 5:30 once a month. The board meets an hour before that. And this is very popular because we do stress participation with our members and attendance, because we have so many activities. We jump from month to month. We have something else going on, and people get excited about it, you know. So that moving our meeting times was a huge success for us in getting more professional workers, because like I say, we're hitting a younger generation, which is good. The average age of our members is like in the mid-30s, 40 maybe. A couple of them are old like me, but we're there to be a mentor for these people, to help them learn to enjoy things in the outdoors. So I guess that's about it, unless you have any questions for me. We do limit our membership to 50. We only do that because of where we meet. It has nothing to do with, the city gives us a house to use. We have a little Victorian house that we maintain, and it just won't hold any more than that. Any more people than that. And we have found that if we try to push to get that number, just to have the number, we really don't get people that want to participate. So we like to keep it at a size that we want people. Fewer is good if they work and they want to work and they want to help, because we do stress the fact that we are a volunteer service organization for our community. Is that enough?
Yes, thank you, Gay. And I think the only important question here is, can we please have a picture of you in an antebellum dress?
Well, you know, when I was queen, I had one of those dresses.
I want to see that
No.
that picture.
One last thing about our junior gardeners. We're now into our third generation of these junior gardeners who come back and live in Macomb and are now our active garden club members. You know, they are our members now. They belonged when they were 6, and they belong. They know the importance of this group. So
of all the
thank you,
clubs
Deb.
that I'm aware of across the country, and I realize that's not all of them by any means, but I am aware that yours is the most successful to me, of getting younger people and getting them involved and keeping them involved and having multi-generations. Although I know a lot of clubs have multi-generations. Anyway, thank you so much, Gay.
And look, could y'all just look on Facebook later today? The flower show's being judged. Y'all might see something that you really like.
Well, I see you in an antebellum dress. That's what I'd like.
No.
All right. Thank you so much, Gay. All right. And now we've got Sherry Lejeune. Is Sherry here? Oh, and I think wait a minute, Sherry. Hold on. Hold that thought. Hold your breath. Don't hold your breath, though. We've got Gail Vanderhorst back. And while we've got her, we're going to end with you, Sherry. So Diane Dawson, you are here, and now you'll be back. Diane Dawson, say it again real quick. And I think we've got Gail available.
Okay, great. My pleasure to introduce Gail. She's the president of the Southern California Garden Club, and they're representing a large club, 50 new members, huge 44% growth, grew from 113 to 163. Gail, take it away.
Thank you. Thank you, and good morning to those who are here, and good afternoon to the youth that are on the other side of the country. Thank you, Robin, for asking me to speak this morning. I love to share about what's going on in our club and how we are growing. The first question is, are we actively seeking new members? And the answer is unequivocally yes. What happens if we don't seek new members? We won't get new ideas or new members to do some of the projects we want to do that our older members don't want to do any longer, or can't do, or already have too many jobs to do. And eventually that is where our leadership will come from. So it's imperative that we seek new members. So here's 7 things that we have done that have worked in our club. Number 1, we had a plant sale that we called an extravaganza rather than a plant sale. We canvassed the neighborhood with a colorful brochure the week before the event. We made it very visible to the neighborhood with signs and spreading it out over the whole front yard. That is the extravaganza. It's a big yard. We included yard art, some craft items, and mostly plants that all our members were encouraged to grow. I asked them each to bring 10 labeled plants ready to sell, and at least 5 attendees joined the club. And number 2, we just hosted, like Susie said before, a landscape design school. And as a part of the registration, we discounted the price if you were a member of Southern California Garden Club. Sure enough, along with a great educational program in landscape design, we obtained 5 new members. Who doesn't love a discount? Number 3, we decided we needed to be more visible in the community. So we designed and had made 5 sandwich board signs so that the community could see who was doing the work when we worked in the Rose Garden or the Pollinator Garden or any other community activity. We take the signs with us if we are doing something away from our meeting place, like installing a blue star marker, which we are going to do next Monday. These signs aren't expensive, as we got the stands. Actually, we used sawhorses from Harbor Freight for $16 a piece and had the artwork done by our local printer, and one of our members attached the signs to the sawhorses. So they're very easy, portable, and very easy to move. Number 4, we make sure that every meeting is diversified so there's always something for someone. If you aren't interested in design, then you might be interested in the speaker, the plants that are for sale, or the horticulture specimen display, where we talk about how to enter a horticulture specimen in a flower show. Or you might be interested in the corner cupboard, where we sell slightly used items to our visitors and members. By the way, this is our biggest overall fundraiser. Number 5, when a new member joins, I always send a handwritten welcome note to them and let them know we're excited to have them. Number 6, many of our new members are family and friends that have seen what we're doing and want to be part of the activity. And number 7, and still one of the most important ways to get new members, is to personally invite the friend, the neighbor, or the family member to your meeting and see if it's a good fit for them. The last question was, what turned the tide for your organization? And for us, it's the energy that's exhibited at every board meeting, at every general meeting, and anytime any of us are together for any occasion. So if you have any questions about anything that we're doing, let me know and I'll be happy to share. Thank you for being on the panel.
Thank you, Gail, for finding your way to us.
Yes,
The first part was a little hard. And I just reiterate that it's got to be fun and no drama.
Right.
And you really have brought a real spark of energy to our club, and we're seeing the difference. We're seeing people join. Okay, thank you. Now, Sherry. There we go. Take it away, Sherry.
I hope you feel the best is for last, although everybody has been terrific. And please hang in there, because the next person you're going to want to hear a story. I exchanged information with Jim Schmidt this weekend to be prepared for today, and he called himself the new kid on the block. Well, by my thinking, this new kid on the block has an exceptional story. He is the founder and current president of the Bloomington Normal Garden Club. And by the way, if you don't know, in Illinois, you now know Bloomington and Normal are 2 cities side by side. From April 2021, get this, 14 people around his dining room table decided they would go forth and start a garden club. In a mere 3 years, they grew 2,050%. They are now at 301 members, with 49 new members this past year, which alone 1 year was 19.5 growth. Jim will share his secret sauce, but I know right away that leadership plays one of the most important roles to this growth. I will share with you, Jim spent 34 years as the Illinois Farm Bureau manager and also the County Farm Bureau manager, and dealt with everything as director of membership. So with that, I am so humbled, and I want to meet you, Jim, in person. Jim Schmidt.
Thank you very much. I hope you can hear me okay. Like I mentioned before, it's a young club. We're just getting started, and we are definitely looking for members. But to be honest with you, we have not done any particular type of membership effort. As we were a new club, we started at 14 people, set up bylaws, guidelines, promotions, and all that, and opened it up to the general public in July of 21. And at that time, it was all by word of mouth. We sent out an invitation through our 14 members to friends, family, fellow master gardeners, whatever it might be. And at our first meeting, we had over 100 people attend that first meeting. And they were actually signing up membership before we even presented the program as what we were all about. So we were excited. We were enthused. I had a great group of people serving on the board. And that enthusiasm, as many of you have pointed out, is a big conductor of involvement and participation. So we have initially have not done any public type of social media. We have never been in the newspaper. We were going to do a blanket y'all come type of email blast, but we didn't know how to handle a crowd if we did get that type of group. And so we have just basically kind of pulled back and just do it by word of mouth. Many of you might have a business card or whatever that you might share with people. Every time I go to the garden center, to Home Depot, looking at plants, you meet somebody, you talk about the new varieties, the new cultivars, hand them a card, and you'd be surprised at the number that show up at the next meeting. We have at our club an open door policy to where anyone can come as a guest. If I wanted to bring a friend or family member, I would pay the $5 guest fee, but any member off the streets can come to our meeting if they hear about it for a $5 fee. And this is how they kind of get to introduce to our programming and all that type of thing. So it's not been any special effort where we actually have a campaign going, but just an ongoing type of thing. So word of mouth is our major focus. We did have a photo in the local newspaper of a project we were doing for Earth Day. And it was amazing how many people contacted us following that meeting, just due to the fact that we got Bloomington Normal Garden Club mentioned in the paper. We're also very proud, just through our word of mouth, that we have almost 10% of our membership are male. So we have several guys that have joined the club. Everybody has their own personal interests and needs, and we have found out that a lot of them are into the landscaping, the vegetable gardening, and all that, over the floral design and some of those other aspects. But we like to open our doors to a variety of different programming and all that type of thing. Other things that we've done is, many of you have mentioned, is we want our goal is to be educational and fun. And with that approach, we have our meeting on the second Thursday of every month. We do very little business at our meetings. Our members want to come and they want to learn and do, and not listen to reports, not review budgets, not to review these type of things. That falls greatly on the board members. If there is interest or things like that, they can contact committee chairman that we have established, but we discuss very little business. So we have a main speaker and 1 to 3 mini topics with just a 5 to 10 minute little thing on whatever it might be. This last year we had the jumping worms and all that. So it could be a variety of things. But that way, if they aren't interested in the main topic, there's always 2 or 3 other topics that they can enjoy. And so those, and we also provide a look and learn table to where anybody can bring an item, put it on our look and learn table, and post what cultivar this is, what kind of insect they found, how to better address this type of mildew or whatever on my plants. So that's been a great way to get people involved as well. We do not require any commitments by our members, but we find out that once they get involved, they want to do more, and we now have more projects than we can actually handle that people want to do. But we do make it very clear. We're very excited. We are very interested, but we need leadership from you to help carry out those projects, because we don't want to overwork our current board members and leadership. So we do have requirements to where you have to be a member for a couple different activities. We have an internal garden walk that's free for our members. Usually about 150 people go through this garden walk, and non-members cannot come unless they pay an additional fee. And then also we have a Christmas brunch, which is for members only. And as many of you have also pointed out, enthusiasm is very contagious. I mean, our members come, they're greeted at the door with a smiling face. We have door prizes, we have beverages, homemade goodies. So it's a fun activity, but just filled with a lot of educational opportunities and all that. And so it's just been a great response by our members. We have signed up a new member every month since we started in April of 2021. So we're very proud of that fact. So once again, word of mouth is our biggest type of approach. We are trying to come up with a more diverse audience, and we have some younger couples or individuals, but it's really hard. One of the things that we also are proud of, that we have 2 senior retirement communities in our community, and they bring a shuttle bus full of residents to our meetings. So that might be their main outing for the week, the month, or whatever, but yet they did host a garden at our garden walk. They are very involved, and they're the first ones to volunteer for many, many activities. So those are just the things. I think it's just the enthusiasm and education that they're wanting, and then we, on the backside, will get them involved in many of the projects and responsibilities in serving on boards and community service projects. So sorry, there's a lot of information. So
Thank you, Jim. That is so, because you are really the poster child. Bloomington Normal is the poster child for a lot of our garden clubs. I know everybody doesn't maybe want to have 300 members, but I'd love to have them, so that'd be great. And I think you're right that the enthusiasm and the diversity, because if you're and I know there are clubs out there that are flower show only, or I mean a floral design only. There's nothing wrong with that, but those that aren't interested in floral design aren't going to gravitate there. And by having 2 or 3 things, if something will catch your interest, even if the main speaker does not. So
we also do an email blast to about 500 people, 300 of those being members, and about 200 people on our guest list, to bring friends, to bring family, so they get reminded every month of upcoming activities, and so that helps with attendance.
All right, one question that maybe you can answer for everyone very quickly: what are your membership dues?
Our membership dues are $30.
Okay, a year. Thank you.
And we have about an average of 170 members per meeting.
Oh, that's great. Well, okay, we're over time, and I'm sorry we tried to stick to time, but you know, we had too many good ideas and we all wanted to get them shared with you. We hope you found this useful. We hope we see you in January because you know what does everybody know what I'm doing this right now? I'm putting up Christmas trees. So we're going to take December off, and we will come back on January 6th, and the NGC Environmental Concerns Committee has asked for our time slot. So they're going to be presenting something of interest to you through the Environmental Concerns Committee. But then Membership Mondays returns on February 3rd. And we're going to, our topic is going to be tools and resources for increasing membership. Thank you. Put all your questions in chat, and we're going to try to address them either in a blast back out to you or individually. I thank all the presenters. Thank you for sharing your time and expertise and your ideas. Thank you to the committee for helping me get this thing off the ground. See you next month. See you in February.
See you in February.